Alright, so good morning everyone. My name is Ankit and today we'll be going through a tutorial explaining how to use the expert form. You should all be on this screen. The screen will have tabs that explain how to fill out the expert form in detail, how the saving of the file will be done, how you can download the file that you save, and finally, there are additional useful links where there's a YouTube tutorial, there's the instruction page, which is this, and the Google Drive where you'll find the saved file. So first, what you need to do, you need to click this button that says "Click here to access expert form." When you run this, it'll say "Run script," and then you'll be asked for authorization. Click Continue. All right, you select your account. Select Allow. Once that is done, it'll say running script again. Give it a second. It might take a little bit longer initially when you first run the program, but if everything goes well, then it should say opening new tab. Now, if this is your first time using it, then you'll notice that on the URL, you'll see this pop-up block. Now, click on this and select always allow pop-ups and redirects from docs.google.com. Select done. Once that is done, let's click it again. It'll run the script, as you can see over here. Opening new tab, and there we go. If everything goes well, then a new tab should automatically open. Now, this is the expert form itself. In order for you to fill out the expert form, give it a second to load first, because it's generating the script on the back end as well. So it's working, as you can see. Now, for me, it's taking a little bit longer than usual. Your expert form should already be up and running right now. The reason it's taking this long for me is because I'm screen recording as well. So I think that's done. Now, what you need to do, you need to select the registration authority. So, for example, I select the MCC, right? Give it a second to fetch all the data for the MCC. If you select a registration authority and it takes too long, just give it some time. It's loading in the back. There we go. Once you get the location of the airport, then it's entirely loaded. Next, we need to select the type of shareholder. So we select, say, individual shareholder. And then we need to select the activity name. Let's say we go into repairing oil and natural gas equipment abroad. All right, so all of these prices will be automatically generated. Next, what you need to do is, if there are any additional activities required, you can mention it over here. So just put in a value, say 1. And then we need to select the office type. Say the office type is a FlexiDesk. All right. Then we need to enter the total number of visas required by the client. Let's say in our case it's 2, with 1 for investor and 1 for employment. All right. All of the documents required will be mentioned over here. If you scroll down, you can see the compliances related to the business name from the jurisdiction, the compliances for shareholders from the jurisdiction, and the compliances for the manager, as well as any additional compliances from the jurisdiction. All this information is available, and you get a final price. Now, once we get this, in order to send this or to save as PDF, if you go over here on this on these tabs and you select Export, Save PDF, it'll run the script again and it'll ask you for authorization again. This is because initially, before, it was asking for authorization to create the this Google Sheet. Now it's asking authorization to save this Google Sheet as PDF. So we follow the same steps. So you click allow, you select your account, scroll down, allow. Once that is done, you should see this pop-up that says saving Expo form as PDF. Please go to the Google Drive folder already shared with you. Now, the Google Drive folder that's referring to is actually in your Release Expo Form version 1.0 instructions page. Also, when you click export, it'll refresh the whole export form itself. So we go back to the instructions page, and right over here, the link for the folder is under savings, under the saving files instruction. You can select this, and it should take you to the folder where all your export forms are saved. Now, the naming structure for the PDFs for the export form you just created is in the following order. It goes jurisdiction name, activity name, and then the date it was generated. For example, for me right now, I created one from DMCC, repairing oil and gas and natural gas well equipment abroad, and the date is today's date. So I select this, and this is the export form we just created. So we go over here, more actions, and click download. This will download it to your local file, and you can share it with the client. That was all for today's tutorial. Thank you very much. Alright, so this is just a follow-up tutorial for the expert form itself. When you're going through the fields and selecting, for example, we select Dubai South. Alright, it'll take a while to load because it's getting all the data from the backend and calling it so that it can display everything over here. So give it some time. It's still running in the background. It's just taking a while the first few times that you run this Google Sheet. All right, once that is done, select the type of shareholder as usual, select the activity name. Let's say we're going to meat storing and freezing. All right. Additional activities is all right. Let's select a smart desk option. Now, the total number of visas required, this is what you get from the client. So you can ask the client how many visas it is that they require. But you have to remember that the office type you select where limits how many visas they can take. For example, for smart test, you can only take a maximum of 2 visas. So you select 2 and it should be okay. But if you put 3 over here, that'll give you this green triangle. This is an error. So if they require 3, you need to go up 1. Say smart office or a permanent smart desk. But for now, let's just keep it at 2. All right. So these will generate prices by themselves. Now, uh, the number of investor slash partner visas required by client and number of employment visas required by client, the sum of these two should be equal to this or less than this. So, for example, I can have 1 and 1 and it will be okay. I can have only 1, that will be fine too. Or I can have 2 right in the investor visa there. However, I can't have the sum of these two being greater than this. So if I put 2 and 1, that's 3. So 2 plus 1, 3 is greater than 2. So it'll give you a green triangle over here, sorry, red triangle, which shows that it's an error. You can't have that. So you need to watch out for that. And as for all the other information, you don't need to make any changes to any of these fields as well. These are all pre-filled, and that's all. Okay, thank you very much.